dimension also changes.
Yes.
Then what will the interpretation of that in
I
that
will
H
tell.
space somewhere?
I'll tell you.
There is no longer a plane that is parallel.
Now you see that this origin has been shifted. Origin is shifting. We have achieved that origin is not no longer is at 0 0. This is a great achievement. Okay. But what is happening? We are getting a triangle, but how we can ensure that this triangle belongs to my plane? It is not at my plane, no, it is at H plane, because H values 5, 7, 10. For my case, it is 5, 7, 10, 5. So, I have to bring it back to my plane. Then only actual because I know that if any object is away from me, it will look bigger or smaller. So, I have to take it back to my plane, so that I can see actual size. So, what I have to do for that? Just you think it, I have to make H is equal to 1. How we can do that? Is equal to this divided by this only. Then only we can make this 5, no?
That will become 1,
Yeah. And as matrix requirement, I cannot simply divide a single element. If I
scale everything.
I have to divide every row, so that it maintains same, it remains same matrix. So, for that I have, if I want to divide, I have to divide with the same elements, all the elements with the same number. So, for that whatever I have done, I require to 5, I have to take it to 1. So, I have to divide it by 5. So, what I will do, that K4 by K4 means same cell I am dividing with the same cell, so that I get same number means 1, that is my objective. But other cells also I have to divide by K4, K4 is 5, otherwise that values will change. So, how we can make it constant? This dollar sign, if we put like that, this is a unique operation making any cell what is that constant, its value will not change. Means when I divide other cells with this sign, this dollar sign K4, it will mean that K4 size only used, it will not change if we select other cells. So, this is my formula, and now I copy this formula to other things. So, this for 0.4, 0.8, and same thing I have to do for all I have to bring it back to 1. This is K 5.
So, automatically it will update.
Then these are the small tricks. If you start playing, then I require that every element in last row should be 1. Is not it? And then copy this formula to others.
टाइपिंग डॉलर के डॉलर $4 डॉलर है
Actually, when I applied this 001 coordinate system, our triangle increases size. That means it has enlarged, and this is not in our plane. This was in some plane away from our plane, and whose h values were 5, 7, 10, and 5. Now I have brought it back to my plane. So that small triangle sort of thing you are seeing, this is the actual transformed triangle. This is the actual transformed triangle in my plane. Not clear. Now this is the
This should also be 5, right?
Yeah.
you achieve that. Have you done this divided by all these things and divided, what is the problem? It will work. What I told, my plane is 0 0 1 plane, my plane, this H plane, this is H plane, no? H plane, okay. So, H plane is my plane, I am standing in a plane whose H value is 1, and when I multiplied this matrix multiplication, after matrix multiplication, these points has shifted to something 5, 7, 10. This is also shifted value. This is x star. You see, corresponding after multiplication, what is the x star, y star, and this h star is. Now, these values is not 1, this is 5, 7, 10, 5. So, I have to bring this is showing that it is some plane away from my plane. So, I have to take it at one plane, no. So, I have to make it 1, h should be made to 1. So, I have to divide all the elements of that row by the same number. So, I have divided by 5, 7, 10, 5 again, and I reached at a my own plane, and when I plotted that values in my own plane, I am seeing that it is squeezed, is compressed. So, it is so this matrix is compressing. So, let us see what is actually this matrix is. So, you can see when this matrix when it was multiplied, it has increased 7 times. It has increased the object 7 times. Now, I have to bring it reduced to my plane, it has to be reduced to 7 times, then it will be equal to my plane.
But here in this case, in the 3 by 3 matrix case, we are multiplying it by a matrix whose determinant is not equal to 1. So maybe that's the reason why this has expanded 7 times. So
that effect individually you can practice and you can learn more, but theory is this.
So what will happen if we multiply it by a matrix whose determinant is actually 1?
That will transform in other transformation apply through this, then you will be knowing all these things. So now okay, let us move forward. We can get it now, but now concentrate about that characteristics of this 3 by 3 matrix. Matrix multiplication will be same. Just now you have done this operation. Okay, I will explain the individual element characteristics, then you will be knowing further what is happening here. Now, you see this is our earlier our transformation matrix was A, B, C, D only, is not it? A, B, C, D was my earlier transformation matrix. Now, it has become a complicated one, it is become 3 by 3. But if you see the characteristic as similarity, just you divide like that. So, this portion or this portion have same functionality, same work what it was doing here. AD was that what was the AD? Scaling. So, here also these two elements main diagonal will do scaling, and what this C and B was doing, can remember? Shearing, yeah. So, same thing will retain here. So, this reflection, it was -1 or something -1, it will reflect. So, everything was retain its own characteristics, nothing change, characteristically it is same 2 by 2 and this is 2 by 2. Now, what these other elements do? These two elements, this row, last row, first two elements of this last row, this helps in translation. That is all. If you want to translate x direction or y direction, you just change, this will change in x direction or this will change in y direction. So simple. Yeah, yes.
If there is a object in which 0 0 coordinate is not in the object,
Yeah.
so वो ऑब्जेक्ट क्या 2x2 मैट्रिक्स से ट्रांसलेट हो सकता है?
नहीं.
क्यों?
So that's why we introduce 3 by 3. For any translation, we require 3 by 3. Okay.
ओरिजिन में कैंसिल हो जाएगा ना 0 0 से.
वही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ, अगर ओरिजिन में नहीं रहा कोई पॉइंट,
The movement, the case that was made was if there is a point in the origin, okay, that would not get translated, okay, because of multiplication, matrix multiplication. Now, if we have the third dimension, which is your homogeneous coordinate dimension, then translation is possible because of the elements of G and H. Because now you are taking it to another H plane, okay, and since the H plane coordinates through the multiplication process goes to different planes, which means it's not a single plane. Single plane, all the H values has to be constant, and that is exactly what is being done by ensuring it comes back. All that different H planes comes back to our H equal to 1 plane. That is exactly what he has effected. Now, your question was whether we can achieve translation to objects which are not on origin. So, when you are doing scaling and shear, okay, the objects, all the points of the objects are seem to be getting translated, is moving, but that movement is not caused by and adding an offset. What does translate mean? Translate means all the points in that object will move by the same amount, whereas the points move, but they don't move by the same amount. So, the factor that is governing that movement of those points is not translation per se, but it is the rotation and the shear that is creating that movement.
Yes.
Okay. So, for translation to happen, all the points have to move by the same amount. We call it a offset, we call it a displacement. That is important. So your G and H is going to control that offset,
Yes.
which is going to be same for all the points that are there in the object. Then and only then we will call it translation. So point moving does not imply translation. Movement which is same for all the points in that object is going to be translation.
So if you have this translation triangle, just you change these values and you will see that it will move. Just see.
And we keep that 1 1 on the top. We should keep 1 1 0.
Whatever
0.
may be, means whatever you have done, in addition to this operation, it will move.
No. So if you want to nullify that effect, and make
then-
it same,
then-
you
then-
just see the effect of translation. Make it 1 1 0 0.
So 1 0 0 1. This is
Right.
identity matrix, and you just go on changing.
So
you
you
can
just see
see.
the effect of translation.
And here you put then 0 0, and here 1. That's all. This will, what will happen? This no, there will be no change in rotation, no reflection, nothing, and only thing it will translate.
This was a triangle here. Now it got translated by 7 and 8.
7 x direction, 8 y direction. So this is so simple. Okay. Now what this P and Q do? What is the role of P and Q? P and Q is used for projection. This is used for projection. And what this will do? This is, suppose S. S is for uniform scaling. Instead of putting this here individual values, if you put some values here, it will scale. If it is less than 1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.3, it will enlarge, and if it is it will enlarge actually, and if it is 5, 6, 7, 8, it will compress. It will happen some opposite direction.